I never said she was Latina.
If you're hearing our voices, it means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch the worst movies from trailer to end credits, scene by scene. So you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared.
You notice how fast I said that? So
yeah, I was ripping. What are you doing over there?
I was gonna start cracking up.
I said that to Thais yesterday when we were watching the movie. I was like, "Ooh, what if that's my quote for tomorrow?" And she's like, "It just has no context." And I was like, "Yeah,
exactly, perfect.
Yeah, it'll be funny."
Oh man. Okay, so we're here. We're back. If we're this is the beginning of our full breakdown of the movie Self/Less. We watched the trailer. True. We watched the trailer last week. Broke that down. If you haven't listened, you should go back and listen to that. Otherwise, you won't know what's happening from here going forward.
Right.
Do you want to retouch on the log line of this beauty?
Yeah, I hate the slash too.
I know.
But, it's like why?
Why?
Like they're trying to be clever, but it's not working. Anyway, I'll tell you what the movie's about. A dying real estate mogul transfers his consciousness into a healthy young body, but soon finds that neither the procedure nor the company that performed it are quite what they seem.
Yeah.
Like we said in the trailer, it sounds interesting enough, right?
Yeah, but it's also generic enough, which this movie is pretty much.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like the last part's kind of just okay. Find out the procedure and the company aren't quite what they seem.
Yep.
Cool.
No shit.
Yeah, like great.
Oh, like any movie ever. Like, of course, there has to be some kind of conflict, or else I wouldn't watch it.
Yeah. Very generic. But so I don't even remember what we said. I don't think we did for our prognostication. I don't know. How did we do?
How did we do? I think we did pretty bad, actually, because we both said that in the end, Ben Kingsley would do the wrong thing, and that's not what happened.
Yeah, right.
He was a way more sympathetic character than we prognosticated.
Yeah,
but actually, yeah, I don't. We did bad on prognostications all around. We'll get to. There were a couple like really funny parts that we'll get to.
Yeah.
This movie overall, it wasn't the worst overall movie we've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe for sure, top 3 most boring movies we've seen.
I agree. It was generic. It was generic, boring.
Yeah.
Like
it had redeeming qualities. Like parts of it were funny. Some of it was, Ryan Reynolds is always okay.
Yeah.
Ben Kingsley's always good. Like,
yeah. Like you can't, Matthew Goode is,
well, he was surprisingly good in this.
Yeah. He played the over the top villain, which we did say in the trailer trash, but he played the over top villain fine,
That's right.
Like, haha, yes, I've got a plan.
Except for I did not recognize him at all from Leap Year. I was like,
really?
What happened? Yeah. No, he got like taller and skinnier and
that happens with age, you get taller and skinnier.
Fancier. Yeah, I don't know.
It was the suit. Yeah, I think
telling me it's acting?
Yes, I would say that's acting.
Jesus, he's good.
Yeah, I'd say this movie is just like the log line. Like you start out, you're like, oh, that sounds interesting, right? And then the second half is just kind of like generic and boring.
Yes.
Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's so generic and so boring, we couldn't even come up with good prognostications about it.
No, that I think we struggled, right?
Yeah. I think we could have dove in a little bit more, like about the Albright character, Matthew Goode's character, and been like,
sure,
what's he going to do from an evil villain perspective? But it was just like, who cares?
Well, yeah.
I think that's the other thing too. I didn't give a shit. I didn't care. Like, why do I care what a rich guy's going to do?
There were no stakes.
None that I cared about. Like,
no, everything was like pretty consensual as far as like, big spoilies for later, how they're getting the bodies and stuff. Like, I don't know. It's not, well, except for the kids, I guess. All right. I was like, yeah, everything was too generic. I didn't care at all. Even like the crimes that were being committed, I didn't care that much about. Yeah. All right, well,
like they're happening.
Yeah. Saved his daughter's life, I guess.
Yeah. Made amends with his other daughter, I guess. So
yeah, it seemed like it all worked out.
Okay.
All right, let's
keep moving.
get into the quick info then, and info me.
All right, quick info here. So this is directed by Tarsem Singh, who only has I imagine you have not heard of him.
I don't think so, no.
So he's only directed 5 movies, feature films, but he started out music videos.
Okay.
His first movie though he did, The Cell, which I don't know if you remember that one from 2000.
No, I didn't see it.
J-Lo and Vincent D'Onofrio.
Is it good?
No, but like visually it's like, for 2000 I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like kind of crazy visual dream world type of stuff going on about a serial killer or stuff like this. And I was like, okay, this is this is a cool concept, and it's just visually just beautiful, right?
So like 300 at the time, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow, this is cool. I'm sure this won't get old.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Then he did this movie, The Fall, which we were talking about before, which I think was his big one, right? Where crushed at audience score, 60%, tomato meter, which is fine, but
yeah, pretty good.
But I think, and I've heard about this one. It's similar to The Cell. It's again super visually beautiful, kind of crazy stuff going on, and you're kind of pulled into that. And then there's just like a slow decline of like he did this movie called Immortals. Don't know anything about it. Mirror, Mirror.
And why does Immortals sound familiar too? I feel like I know all these movies.
Immortals was like I think it was an old mythic one with like Greek or whatever mythology based movie with Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, Mirror Mirror was kids' family movie adventure.
Is that Sandra Bullock?
No. And then he did this, and this was the last featured in 2015. So kind of a slow decline in terms of quality.
Jeez Louise. Yeah. Yeah, slow descent into irrelevance. I appreciate that.
Yikes.
So relatable.
Yeah, right. Getting there every day. Screenwriters, I think it's a brother duo, Alex and David Pastor.
Okay.
I'm guessing brothers. Yeah, they worked on a bunch of stuff together, mostly TV stuff. I think they're from Barcelona, so a lot of it's Spanish television. Don't have a lot of movies under the belt. A couple, I think, Spanish-based ones, and then this one. So
I like sibling teams. That's cool.
Yeah, that's fun. Who's in this? So we've got Ryan Reynolds, who plays technically, I guess, 3 characters, but we're gonna refer. I think, right? I mean, I take that back. He plays 3 identities. Yeah.
Do we go stick with Damien?
I think we stick with Damien.
Okay. That's probably the easiest.
Primarily plays young Damien, but he also plays another character called Mark, but not really, but we'll explain it.
Right. And Eddie and
whatever.
Several other characters.
Several others. Ben
Briefly
Kingsley.
Anton.
Yeah, briefly Anton. Yeah, right. He did. That's true. He does. Ben Kingsley, who plays old Damien, the real estate mogul. Natalie Martinez, who plays Madeline, who is one of Ryan Reynolds' other characters' wife, Mark's. Yeah.
What happened to Maddie? God, Russ.
Yeah, Maddie. All right. Matthew Goode, who plays Dr. Albright, our villain.
Yep.
And then Griff First, who plays EMT number 1.
Shout out to Griff First.
Thought that was a great name. So
it is a cool name, yeah.
Yeah, and those are the only ones those are the only important characters in this entire movie. I mean, Griff First is really there at the turn when he brings Ben Kingsley's character to and he's like, you're not dead yet, but you have to arrive dead at the hospital here, so we're bringing you somewhere to get your, kind of important.
No, you're right. Yeah. Can we get an honorable mention for Sandra Ellis Lafferty, who plays Phyllis, and she's like I don't know why she gives me like knockoff Meryl Streep vibes.
She plays the Albright's
the wife.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Right? You're like, oh, that's like she's like a poor man's Meryl Streep.
I was gonna say that too, and I was like, I'll let it go. Jared's got face palms. He won't get it.
No. This time I'm on board. Sandra Ellis Lafferty. Yeah.
Production box office numbers. So box office worldwide has made approximately 33 million. I think it was like closer to 34, but whatever.
Yeah, which is like 8,900 fanatics. So many fanatics.
That's so many fanatics. If you want the split, it was 12 million domestic, 21 million international. Mm-hmm. Video sales, another 3 million on top of that.
Jeez Louise.
And then production budget, 26 million. Which
on what? Cars. I feel like
Ryan Reynolds.
I guess so. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds in 2016, right? When did this come out? 2016,
2015.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's in his prime.
Some would say he's even more in his primer now, probably.
Sure. Yeah. Ben Kingsley, I guess, expensive, probably.
Yeah, I don't know if that much, but he was only in it for 15 minutes, literally 15 minutes. So
that is true.
The
misleading first trailer,
almost close to a new term we've learned. We can't credit ourselves this one, but the geezer teaser.
Oh yeah, it is kind of a geezer teaser
because but he's only in it for 15 minutes. He's billed his top cast too. I mean, it is Sir Kingsley, so I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd call Sir Kingsley a geezer either, but
no.
If I had to, I would.
Hasn't gotten that far yet.
Right.
So that's it. Quick info. Any questions so far?
Nope. Okay. Keep going.
You know what time it is, it's time for Hollywood Pitch.
My favorite time of the day.
Pitch me.
Okay, so have you ever it seems like to me this is a 9 Lives meets Shutter Island. Now,
obviously,
right? When you think about it,
speak no more.
Yeah. Have you seen 9 Lives?
I have not.
Okay.
What is
great cinema. It's a 2016 comedy, right?
Of course.
It's got good cast. Kevin Spacey. Well, Jennifer Garner.
You led with that one, huh?
Yeah, Christopher Walken. I mean, he's the star. It's 2016. Remember?
Right.
So
back when everything was okay, right?
Right, yeah, that was fine. That was totally fine then. I don't see how it ever could go awry. So Kevin Spacey basically plays this workaholic dad who ruins his marriage and like is a bad dad. It's classic, right? Rex is, in this case, he has oh my god, it's even more on point than I thought.
Yeah, this is so on point. Yeah,
because he's got an adult child, but he's also got his like new young child later that he then tries to make amends with. So yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah.
So basically, workaholic dad who I don't really remember how it happens ends up switching bodies with his daughter's cat.
Of course, yeah, some vortex, or whatever, some special medallion somewhere.
Yep. So that's why it's 9 Lives. It's a cat movie. It's a body switching cat movie where Kevin Spacey is in a cat's body. Meanwhile, he's trying to figure out, this is how he learns the lesson is by switching with the cat body, right? So
lessons he still hasn't learned.
Right, exactly. So just like Ben Kingsley switches with Ryan Reynolds' body there in order to learn lessons, it's the same thing. Right? And then lastly, it's even more like this movie because Kevin Spacey has a chance to save his own body, basically.
Yeah.
Who's dying in the hospital.
You're about to give spoilers of the movie here, aren't you?
Yeah, kind of. Because he's dying in the hospital because you can't have a cat brain in a person body, I guess.
Okay, that makes sense.
He's just unresponsive in a coma in the hospital the whole movie because they're like, I think
meow.
That doesn't work.
He's just like meow.
Right. But humans in a cat body, totally fine.
Totally fine.
Yeah. So he has a chance to save himself, but instead he remembers back all along, realizing the lesson was that sacrifice is the most important thing you can do for your family. And so he needs to save his son is going to kill himself.
Okay. Unless if the cat dies, the son's going to kill himself.
No, unrelated.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the son is basically the adult son is tanking the dad's business and making a bunch of bad decisions.
Classic.
And realizes the error of his ways with a little help from our cat friend.
Obviously. Take a look at this report.
Right. Basically. So he goes to the hospital and he's like, Dad, talking to his coma dad. And he's like, Dad, I'm so sorry I ruined the company. I really learned my lesson. I think I'm going to go end it all. And they're like, wait, what?
Jesus.
Yep. So he's going to go jump off the building and the cat is there.
Of course.
Dad cat.
Right.
And he's like, oh my God. He's like, this is my last chance to save my own body because they were signing a do not resuscitate or something like that.
Yeah.
For some reason, they're going to take him off life support.
Yeah.
But he's like,
as you should.
Right. But he's like, but this is my only chance to save my adult son.
From choices.
Doing some terrible. So he goes to the roof, ties himself to like a cable, jumps off the roof after the son, only to find out the son was doing a PR stunt. He saved the business. He was wearing a parachute. So unclear what happens to the cat.
He landed on his feet.
Yeah, well, maybe not. But either way, Kevin Spacey ends up back in his own body, and everybody learns a lesson.
Okay.
And sacrifice is important for your family. Right?
Yeah. So, I mean, listeners, you're going to get 2 movies broken down today, and you just got 9 lives.
Yeah, they're the same movie.
Yeah, I mean, they are the same. They are actually the same movie. So
yeah, and that's why I struggled so much with finding a second one, because I was like, the first one's on point. Like, why do I need it? I don't need a second one. This is just a remake of 9 Lives in the year before 9 Lives came out.
Yeah.
So 9 Lives is a remake of this movie.
Yes.
So you're like, oh, guys, saw that Ryan Reynolds joint last year? Let's do that, but with a cat.
What if? It's like Pet Sematary meets Selfless.
Right. Yes.
But PG exactly. And Kevin Spacey.
I've heard bad things about that guy. I'm sure nothing will come of it.
Somebody wishes they had 9 lives. Anyways.
Anyway, yeah. And in the end, Kevin Spacey turns out he's a monster. Anyway, I had to do a second one because that's the podcast. Yeah. And so I said, meet Shutter Island, which famous Ben Kingsley joint. Famously the star of that movie.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but I figured it all out by the trailer.
Oh, man, you didn't see it?
No.
That was awesome.
I heard it wasn't good at all.
Oh, man, you heard from the wrong people.
Yeah, I don't think I want to watch it.
Oh, it's super good. It's very good.
Okay.
It's fun. It's fun. Do you like fun? Do you like having a good time when you're watching a piece of cinema?
Don't try and sell me with fun. Don't do that. That's not fair. You know that's not fair.
All right. Well, I mean, I know you like a good time
because you know I like fun.
That's what I'm saying. Shutter Island is fun. So not a little biased because I worked on that one back when I did movie marketing.
I'm feeling a little biased here.
Yeah. Well, only because I saw it like 4 times in theaters because I had to.
Oh, so you got brainwashed. Okay, that's why you like it. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I got brainwashed and love it. Anyway, Ben Kingsley is the psychiatrist that's treating Leonardo DiCaprio. I know you got a Leo bias anyway.
Yeah, I got a Leo thing.
And Leo goes a little bit crazy thinking about is he not being able to identify himself as a person, which happens in this movie too, kind of.
Yeah.
It's also got Ben Kingsley.
It feels like such a letdown.
That's basically it. It was a real lazy one. It was a cop out.
Maybe you should have started with that one and then gone into 9 Lives.
I know. I probably should have. But like one of the last parts of the movie here, which really makes you think and ties in with this movie, right?
Yeah.
I'm paraphrasing here, but basically before Leo goes to get lobotomized, which spoilies for the end.
I already told you. I already figured this out.
Yeah, you figured out he was going to get lobotomized at the beginning.
Yeah, I figured at the end of the trailer. I was like, oh, he's just trapped inside this insane asylum, and then that's it.
Yeah.
My friend was like, yeah, that's pretty much it. I was like, it's him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's in there.
Right. Yeah. But it's good. The way they do it, the storytelling is good, Russ.
Yeah. Scorsese, he knows how to weave a tale.
Basically, he's saying like, is it better to go on living as a monster or to die as a good man? And that's kind of the Ben Kingsley argument at the end of this too.
Yeah.
Do I go on living as a monster? Or am I a good man? And it's meaningful. It's deep.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. I like how our approaches here are so different.
What'd you do?
So.
I picked the same movie and then Shutter Island.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of did, but yours are good. So the way I like your approach to them, because yours was more focused on the actual like the story of the characters in there, and but you also had to cover the bodies, switching stuff like that. I went more for just like grander concept. So I went with
okay.
It's 17 again. The Zac Efron hit.
Yep, love that movie.
It body switching, right? He's an old to young, right? Old guy to young guy, right?
Chandler, right?
Yeah, has a couple problems navigating the young life, as does Ryan Reynolds here.
Oh,
yes, correct. But also Ryan Reynolds, he gets made fun of by some young kids when he's wearing his jacket to the club. I mean, come on, who wears a jacket to the club?
That's true. I thought the jacket looked good. I don't know.
I thought so too.
Oh God, I felt so stupid.
I did too. I was like, shit. He's okay. That looks good. And he's got made fun of.
Anyway,
fucking kids.
Sorry.
So I went 17 again for the body swapping thing, right? I think there's, I'm sure, a lesson learned in that, but I don't remember what it is. Meets the Bourne Identity because, like the Bourne Identity, he's not sure who he is. And in Selfless, about halfway through the movie, he finds out he's this kick-ass military guy.
Oh,
in a way.
That makes sense. Yeah,
right.
That's true.
Right.
No, that's actually like, I'm glad you said that because that is like a big point of the plot that I ignored in mine. It's like, yes, it does turn into like an action fighting movie. The second half,
the second half of the movie. And it's just because like all of his thoughts are memories are blending in with the guy whose body he took over, which they kind of softly explain. As soon as it happens, I'm like, what? Come on. And it's like, now I get why you're doing. Okay.
That's a great point.
That's it. I'm keeping it, that's it. More conceptually. So
yeah, I like it. I think
these are both good.
Yeah, I think these are both great. I forgot I had one other thing for Shutter Island 2. It was smarter than I play it off at the beginning there.
Okay.
The other thing is Shutter Island is also is based on a book, and we were saying this movie would be way better if it was a book.
Yes.
The Shutter Island book is also better than the movie.
That's a good call out. Yes, this movie should have been a book. I thought it was. It's not.
Yeah, it could have been a good book.
Yeah, it could have been a very good book, I think.
Even I would read a novelization of this movie, I think.
I would too.
Have you ever done that?
No.
I've only done one. The only time I did it, I actually did a reverse though.
Yeah.
I read the book Alien Resurrections before I saw Alien Resurrection.
Was the book better than? Was the book probably better than the movie?
Yes, the book was way better than the movie. Yeah, that movie wasn't good. But anyway,
we did use it in one of our It's This Meets That for one of the movies we did. I forget which one it was.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Eagle-eared listeners, email us if you remember what movie that was.
Oh, great call. Involve the listeners.
Maybe Jared will send you something nice. Maybe.
Yeah, I will send you. I have stuff in my possession now. So if you send us something, I'll send you something nice.
What movie did we use Alien Resurrection for our It's This Meets That Hollywood pitch?
It'd be way easier for us to find it, but
but crowdsourcing here. It's called.
You're right. I don't care that much. You're right. Let's make it a fun treat. Send us anything. Like we said before, write a review, send me that in an email, send us whatever you want. I'll still send you something.
I think the behavioral manipulation of gamification of our show is much better though, right? Let's gamify this thing.
Yes. It's better. It's better now, isn't it? Listeners, isn't it better now?
So much better.
Do something for us and we'll do something for you.
I've heard people on the street say it's so much better. So
Squid Pro Quo.
Squid Game Pro Quo. All right, cool. So that's the we pitched each other.
Yeah.
And I'm convinced. I'm convinced I would make this movie.
Yeah, I like yours too. It was hugely.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I don't compliment you enough. I feel like you're always complimenting me. You're very flattering. I like it.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
But you did great, pal.
Only when they're genuine. Throw it out there when it's genuine.
This is genuine. I forgot about the fighting movie. That was the second half because I also broke it up into like a 5-hour watching session where I was like, I'm gonna make dinner in the middle because I don't really care.
What do we got next? Fast Facts, huh?
Fast Facts, yeah. Which you found most of these, so want to run through?
Yeah, I'll crank through them. They're not really all that great, but they're fun. Some of them are.
well, don't sell them short. These are probably the best Fast Facts we've ever done.
First one, kind of a no-brainer here, but the machines that were used to transfer the mind from body to body were actually modified medical CT scanners.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I figured they were like MRI machines or something,
pretty straightforward. Standard body switching.
But that's commitment because those are probably expensive.
Yeah, maybe that's how much the
where the 26 million go. Yeah, now we know. Two of those machines.
Yeah, you can't just go get those off the internet.
No,
actually, you probably could. Yeah. Okay. We already touched on this one, so I'm just going to cruise through it. But despite being top billed and having credit on the posters and trailers, Sir Ben Kingsley is only shown within the first 15 minutes of the movie.
I feel misled.
We got Geezer teasered.
Even the trailer made it seem like they were going to do like flashbacks to him at the end.
Yeah. Like he was going to be more, no, it was once you switched, that was it. You're gone.
Yeah.
This is a fun one. So Damian Hale, who's our main character here, played by Bing Kingsley, the old version, and Ryan Reynolds, the young version. In the first 15 minutes, we get a real hammer over the head how rich this guy is, real estate mogul. His apartment that he's in is Donald Trump's, is the penthouse, the 3-story penthouse of Donald Trump's Trump Tower.
It makes sense. It's why it's the ugliest place I've ever seen.
Right?
It's so much gold. Why?
It's inspired by Versailles.
And why? And why? Why?
I don't know. Fuck that guy. All right.
Are you a big gold guy? Did I not know that about you? Are you like, if you could have your way,
would I line my apartment with gold, like the ground I walk on? I mean,
it sounds like.
I mean, if I could.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. If you could.
No. I think I'm a little more humble. I think I'd be a little bit more humble with my cash money. I mean, obviously jet skis in order.
Sure, of course.
Probably a couple places across the world. Definitely. Subtle cottages on my own island that I own. Nothing crazy, nothing over the top. A yacht, probably. I want a yacht with a helipad on it for a helicopter to land on.
Oh man, no, super cool, but so expensive.
Yeah, but again, if
the operating costs alone.
But I'm mega rich, so
right.
But modest stuff, nothing crazy, nothing.
Okay,
so
you're not going gold penthouse.
No, that just feels like too much, but.
Yeah, it feels really gross, right?
Yeah, because it is.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad we're on the same page here.
Yeah. No.
We've never disagreed on anything. I just wanted to make sure we continue that streak.
Yeah. There will be one thing we disagree with in this movie, but...
There will be?
Maybe.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe.
I think we're saying the same thing.
All right, they're fast. They're supposed to be fast for a reason. All right, so next one.
Sorry.
Speaking of body switch movies, this is the fourth out of 5 body switch movies. The others were Bolt Neck, which came out in 2000. Never even heard of it.
Nope, me neither.
The Change Up, 2011. I do remember that one.
I think I saw that, yeah.
R.I.P.D. In 2013.
I did not see that.
It was a Jeff Bridges based on a graphic novel, I think.
Yeah, I love Jeff Bridges too. I don't know why I didn't see that.
And Criminal in 2016. Came out a year later after this one. So he had 3 body switching movies within 3 years.
Wow. That's too many.
I call that typecast.
Yeah. Is it typecast or is it like a weird like fetish for him or something? Like, is he seeking out these roles?
Yeah, or people like, who plays a really good character in body switching movies? Oh man, I'm just a body switching guy.
You know who seems really fake? Almost like they're playing someone else all the time.
All the time. Oh no, we love Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, we're Ryan Reynolds people.
Definitely pro Ryan Reynolds here. So we got 2 left.
Yeah.
So there's a very important Google search that happens in this movie. There's 3 of them, but this one's pretty important for the plot, where he literally Google searches pumpkin water tower, which is located, according to the movie, in a fictional place of Brighton County, Missouri. Mm-hmm. But in real life, it's in Garyville, Louisiana, because that's where they filmed most of this movie.
That makes sense.
There you go.
Laziness.
Down in Louisiana, not Garyville specifically, but in New Orleans,
right.
All areas. You get some serious tax credits down in Louisiana for a film, so
sure, yeah.
Play the tax credits. And the last this last one's pretty stupid, but Ryan Reynolds and Michelle Dockery, who plays Damien's daughter, Claire.
Sure.
Their father and daughter at one point in the movie, but they're only 5 years apart in real life.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like, this is so stupid. I was like, I don't even know if I should include this one, but
no, I'm glad you did.
To the internet, the internet.
I'm glad you did. It's almost like that was like I think there was a foreshadowed about that at some point. Yes. When yeah, do you remember that foreshadowed when
A foreshadowed?
Yeah, do you remember that A foreshadowed when Ben Kingsley said something about doing important work, and then at the end they also said that.
Yeah.
It was like a foreshadowed.
Like, oh my God, could you be my father?
No. He's not 5 years my senior.
Oh man. Is it weird that when he first walked in, I thought, who's this hot guy walking in? And I was like, oh wait, is this my dad? Because he said that line.
Yeah. And then I said, can't be. He's not 5 years my senior.
That's it. We're that's it. So
I guess we have to talk about the movie now. We postponed it long enough.
It's time. Let's break this thing down, right?
Yeah, it's movie time, baby.
It's movie time. Get your popcorn and listen to movie time.
Grab a Coke.
And grab a popcorn. Movie time.
Maybe a raisin with chocolate on it. Only way to eat raisins.
We do jingles too on the side if anyone wants us to do. So
yeah,
let's get this show on the road here. So
Focus Features.
Focus Features Films.
I see what I did there.
I see what you did. Usually I would think we're in good hands with Focus Features, but
sure. Yeah, they're usually more of an Allstate and less of a Geico?
Go? I don't know. Your insurance analogy has me thrown off. Okay. Then we go to Endgame Entertainment and go ahead.
I was just more of a fucking Limu Emu. I hate Limu Emu so much.
I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sing their little fucking jingle.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Won't do it. I almost did it. Fucking lame-o emo is what it is.
Yeah.
Lame-o, limu, lame-o, emu. Lame-o, emu.
You know who you are.
Yeah. I don't want to see any more of your fucking ads while I'm watching TV. I'm done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The more
send that ad money our way. We'll read them.
Yes. Yeah, we'll read them, make them more interesting.
Right. That's right.
Sick of it. It's like ad nauseum. Now I'm just like, I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. Your advertising is backfiring. It's not working.
I haven't watched that in too long.
Poor Annie. He was only trying to save the galaxy and his wife.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Wrong movies. All right, so then we get a title card, self/less. And then we get overhead shot of some water.
Wait, you skipped over the cool animation for Endgame. This Taylor studio there.
Oh, I just said Endgame Entertainment was in it.
Yeah, but the animation was sweet. It was like the guy walking on a beach or something.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
It was cool. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's fine. That's fair. Hey, call out the positive things when there's positive things to call out.
Right. Yeah. Credit where it's due.
Yeah, we're probably pretty negative around here, so that's fair.
Yeah, we're trying to inspire the listeners, right?
Always trying to inspire listeners.
Yeah. What have we done for young women lately in this country?
So title card, selfless. And then there's like an overhead shot of some water. I'm like, oh, I think we're out in the country. But wait, nope. Just Central Park, New York City.
Big Apple, baby. Yeah.
Booyah, booyah, booyah.
Yeah, city never sleeps.
Yeah, Central Park during the fall. Got the leaves changing colors. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Gorgeous. Yeah.
That's it. Mm-hmm. And then we're in Trump Tower here in the penthouse.
Yep. Sir Kingsley at the window.
Longingly looking out the window over Central Park.
Wandering mind, thinking about lunch.
Yeah.
What am I going to order when I have lunch with who's the guy that played Martin? I love that guy. I always forget his actor name.
I don't recognize him.
Oh, Victor Garber. Yeah. Love Victor Garber.
Yeah. Do you know him from something else?
Yes. He's in several things that I have seen.
Like Family Law.
Sure. Nope. Haven't seen that. He's in Argo.
Alias.
Yep. Charlie's Angels when they rebooted the TV series there.
Legally Blonde. Titanic.
Yep. Legally Blonde for sure. Suits.
Simpsons.
Simpsons does a voice. Yeah, he's got a recognizable voice, I feel like, too. 30 Rock, he was in a couple episodes.
Schitt's Creek. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's in everything.
Flash. Like big DC guy. Well, you're playing the same character, but he's in the Flash. Arrow's Dr. Martin Steen.
Yep. That's right.
Okay.
Episode of Frasier. He's what I'm saying is he's done it all, and I like him, and I was glad to see him.
All right.
Anyway, that's where we're pivoting to. He's having lunch with Victor Garber. Is where we're talking.
That's where we are now. Yes, correct. This is where now we're at lunch.
Yeah, and some kid who Thais recognized as being in other stuff, but I did not.
Yeah, I didn't either. Some young guy, and this is just setting up all the themes of the movie, right? Her attempting at it. It's very, very in your face, kind of setting it up. So yeah, just like a business meeting, maybe, I guess.
It seems like he's trying to push the old guys out, but the old guys have sneaky pushed him out.
Yeah, they still got tricks up their old sleeve. So Martin. So to set the stage here, so Martin and Damien, old friends, they're partners in their real estate.
Yep, that's right.
So they're having.
Well, I don't know if they're equal partners. It kind of seems like Damien's the boss.
Yeah, because it's Damien Hall LLC or whatever, or Damien Hall Partners, whatever.
Yeah, he's like his number 2 though, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. They've gone through a lot of shit together, right? And then we get this young guy who was also in a trailer, being like, "Oh man, I remember you basically own New York. You built New York."
I can business in words too. I don't know why I sounded like a Skeletor almost. Yeah, I can business in words too.
And then Martin kind of calls out the young kid being like, hey, didn't you just call us like old relics, blah, blah, blah. And then the tables turn very quickly. Young guy is not going to be having lunch. Let's just say that.
So yeah, basically he's like, why you keep talking like the old man won't be around for long? Like, don't you know, whatever. And then yeah, they blow up, they kick out the young kid, and
he storms out like a punk too, yelling in the middle of the fancy restaurant. Dude,
yeah,
like, come on,
grow up. Sir Kingsley would never do that. The young kids that these days, they don't
no respect for nice restaurants.
Mm-hmm. And then Sir Kingsley is quick to correct him and says he's wrong. I won't last 6 months.
Yes,
because the kid's like, oh, you won't last a year, blah blah blah. He's like, no, I'm dying right quick.
Yeah, we get a ton of exposition. We get a ton of exposition right here about kind of Sir Kingsley in his non-English accent exposition here.
He's doing like a British Jewish New Yorker.
No. There's no British in there at all.
Yep, exactly right.
No, it's more of like kind of like a Jewish New Yorker accent that he's
right, but like with a wealthy British guy flair.
Yeah, where there's less of the British though, like almost none, and more New Yorker kind of generic New Yorker Jewish accent.
You know how like all wealthy people talk with like a British accent though, like a little bit.
Well, like this character,
Frasier,
like this character does, but without all the British accent.
Exactly, but with like a little inflection of British accent of Sir Kingsley. Sir Kingsley. Yes, exactly. Sir Michael Caine Kingsley.
But anyway, so we get a huge exposition dump here. Pretty much, he's dying of cancer. It's terminal. He's gonna be gone 6 months. We learn about he says Claire. We don't know it's his daughter at this point, but someone important.
Correct.
At first, it was like, oh, it might be wife, but it's daughter.
Yeah. Seems unlikely.
Yeah.
Am I right?
She's angry with him, and Martin's like, oh, you haven't told her yet? And he's like, no, she's angry. They haven't spoken to each other in a long time. Okay, cool. And then we get an idea of how powerful this guy is. Then they leave the restaurant.
Well, then the restaurant fucking feeds him peanuts. I'm outraged.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yes.
And he's allergic to peanuts.
This is okay.
Which is a foreshadowed for later.
It is a foreshadowed. This is a little setup payoff for a little joke later on. This movie, it's man, again, like it's very generic, but it's like paint by numbers kind of like screenwriting thing. Where like, here's a little thing, and it's very in your face. You know it's going to come back later. But yes, you're right. He's got a peanut allergy. He's like, well, what do I care? I'm going to be dying anyways. No, that's not bad.
Gans is eating me alive.
He's not speaking in a British accent.
I'm worried about allergies. I got some allergies right here.
I'm almost going to tell people, you know what? This movie is great. Everyone should go watch this movie, at least for the first 15 minutes of it. Just watch the first 15 minutes of it and email us and let us know.
Yeah, you can enjoy it.
What is Sir Kingsley's accent?
Sir Kingsley's doing. Yes.
He's very clearly. Damn it. Damn you. I hate you.
Yeah, still the best compliment we've ever gotten on the podcast is, well, at least they make each other laugh.
Oh, Carol.
Still stands through 100 episodes in. Look at that, buddy.
Yep, we're crushing it. So then they're walking out they leave the restaurant. So that's one setup. You gotta remember that. Peanut allergy, because that'll come back and be funny later.
Have you heard about shedding?
He's not. God damn it. Yes, imagine him saying that, but in his most Jewish New Yorker accent possible.
And Martin's like, no, of course not.
Another A foreshadowed, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, no, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah.
Spoilers, he has. This son of a bitch.
What a clown.
What a clown. Why would you talk to your buddy? What's going on here? All right, so then...
Well, I feel like it doesn't make that much sense, because like in context, he's the one who told him about it. When like later on we find out, is like, oh yeah, he's the one who introduced him to this concept. And he's like, yeah, I thought I was hanging. Yeah.
Right, he gave him didn't he? Yeah.
Yes.
All right, I feel like I caught that. I remember catching that later, and I was, okay. What the fuck?
Yes.
Okay. God damn it. All right, now...
And he's like, forget it. Just something I was reading about. See you later.
Shedding? Like what snakes do? Yeah, something like
I
that.
hardly knew her.
All right. Talk to you later, Martin. We'll pull you back out later when we need you. We're kind of bounced. We do like a little... So this is the first time this movie does this. I don't know if you caught this. It's kind of irritating, but it's fine. Whatever. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But we're in a car ride and we kind of bounce back and forth. So we're in a car ride. Damien's, this is when he's checking the business card, the Phoenix business card, and he's got the phone number in the back.
Yep. I can help you.
A lot of contemplation going on. He calls. But between him in the car ride, they're doing like this future moment cuts of him now at the Phoenix lab and meeting Albright.
Right.
They do this a couple times, and I'm not sure why, where they do this like kind of like, here's what's happening, and there's some voiceover, but then they're showing the actions that are happening, what they're saying. Like
the movie's 2 hours long. It's not like they're like, oh, geez, we got to leave something on the cutting room floor here. Like, let's mash up a couple of scenes together. Like, no, you have so many unimportant scenes that you could have made these ones that are interesting actual scenes.
Yes. Yeah. So this is the first time they do this thing, but so he's in a car ride, he's calling, but then we cut to the future moment of him being in the Phoenix lab, right? We meet. Right.
Well, it's important that while he's in the car riding around, he calls Claire also, and she does not answer.
So he does. You're right.
We're like, oh, interesting. Okay. More foreshadowed about Claire.
Clearly she doesn't want to talk to him. Got it. And then we're in the Phoenix lab. We meet Dr. Albright, Matthew Goode playing his best British villain. Now he's got an accent. Big time.
Oh, yes. Super British. Yeah.
Big time. Which is a clear sign for villain. So
yes, of course. Right.
I mean,
which is why
since the beginning of time.
Kingsley's got a little inflection that he's kind of a villain.
I mean, he is, but no.
But yeah, so Matthew Goode, Albright, Dr. Albright, basically explains how this works. And I appreciate that, at least like, this was something that wasn't in the trailer. This was in the trailer, but they didn't do the full explanation, which is like, oh, it's not just for rich people; it's for great people. Like, yes. Way to clarify.
Yeah.
Which I appreciated, like the slightly more nuanced.
It's for the mega rich, but also the people who are visionaries,
right?
Because that's his whole point, right? And it's a reflection of his own. If we're gonna get into it, it's this reflection of his own thought of like, he's a visionary of creating this thing, so he wants to offer this to other people who are in his level of.
Exactly. Imagine what you could achieve.
Leaving. It's all about It's a pretty convincing speech of leaving a legacy, blah blah blah, all this sort of stuff, right?
And then that wraps up with the question from the trailer: Do you feel immortal? Like, you say that all these achievements and buildings and whatever else will make you immortal, but how does that feel?
Yes.
And he's like,
and then then they literally do a shot of him in the Trump Tower apartment, his apartment, in what is actually a literal gold palace.
Yep.
Seems a little hammer over the head of this whole. We got it. But sure.
I think what they're trying to accomplish with this is like try to make us feel some kind of sympathy for Damien.
Yes.
Even though he's obviously a very unsympathetic character.
Yeah, and they're playing the whole. I mean, even the tagline of the movie is what God created man, and man created immortality. And the whole point is that he's an immortal. He's not a god, but he's a god amongst mortals. But Albright is a god because he can give you continued life, immortality. Yeah.
It's dumb, but I get what they're going for.
Yes, yeah. It's a club over the head with it. That's all. Like, but subtlety is tough. It's tough to pull it up. So we get a transition shot of New York City, and then we are at
some poor people thing. I don't get it.
Like, why do we have time? Why are we wasting time with this?
I don't understand.
This is a rich person movie. Come on.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
Yeah, this scene just got kind of glossed over.
And it's fine because it's I think the one of only two moments we see Claire, I think, right?
This is a handful because we get more Claire interspersed like they do with what they did with the car montage scene. They do that again later with her and some other things too.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, they do. Okay, I was like at first was this is the only scene we meet her, and then we get the again reinforcement of how the relationship sucks, and then at the very end when Ryan Reynolds is young Damien comes and gives her the letter. I was like, is that the only two times we see her?
Yeah. No, we kind of see her throughout a little bit here and there. Yeah. Like reminding you of who
Claire is and his daughter, who he mentions a million times throughout the rest of the movie.
Yes. Reminding you that he's a shitty person.
So anyways, we're at, I don't know whether we learn later on that I didn't know what they did at first, but it's like the company is a green coalition. So they're trying to save the planet or something. I don't know. Something useless.
Some kind of nonprofit. Yeah.
Yeah. That I'm sure he owns the building.
Yeah, probably. I mean, hopefully not useless. Maybe they're, doing something. I'm sure they're doing something.
I'm not saying I'm anti that, but just saying, you know.
No. Yeah. Important work is Sir Kingsley says.
Very condescendingly. So he visits, and immediately everyone in the room kind of shuffles. They know who he is, blah, blah, blah. He pops in. There really isn't too much in here. He doesn't tell her that he's got cancer. He doesn't look very well. She's like, hey, you don't look very well. He's like, it's not a thing. Cough, cough, cough. And he's like, how about we go down to Macy's and we go get some ice cream? You love that. And it is the most cliche line of all time, back and forth between a father and daughter or a kid. And he's like, yeah, Dad, when I was 8. Everyone was always 8 when they had ice cream.
Let's go down to the soda fountain and have a sarsaparilla with your old man like old times.
Yeah, Dad. I would like that when I was 8. Who stops liking ice cream, by the way?
No one. Yeah, I love ice cream. Oh, man, I have an ice cream. Darn.
Me neither. So then we get basically just we get a good sense of the relationship. It's not a very good one. They haven't talked in many years, years. Yep. Obviously, he has no idea about her because the thing he remembers the last time was taking her out for ice cream. Probably because she was crying. He was like, hey, please stop crying. Here's some ice cream.
Yeah, have a cigarette.
Classic. He wasn't around much, of a dad.
And he, like you said, condescendingly talks about her work and how it's really just a bunch of children throwing a tantrum. But then that he came because he wanted to make things right. And so he opens his checkbook just like he always does.
Money doesn't solve all the problems, Dad. This is another lesson for you to learn in this movie.
And she says that literally. Money doesn't solve every problem, Dad. That's a lesson you have to learn in the next 90 minutes.
Okay. And then we're in some office building, right?
Yep.
This is our first big Google search plot point, important thing.
Yeah. Was it actually Google? I wasn't paying a close attention.
all of the searches were Google search. Off his MacBook too, by the way.
Good. I'm glad.
He's Google searching shedding, which I don't know why the first thing that didn't come up was like sheds.
Oh, like a structure?
Yeah, like the thing you put in your backyard to hold your lawnmower and shit.
Because no one calls that shedding.
Britain, they do. In the UK, England, all three of those places. Do? Yeah. They're like, that's more shedding out there. Get to the shedding.
They say that? Are you yanking my balls on this one?
Yanking your tea there, your tea bag?
Yeah. Yep. As the expression goes.
Yanking my tea bag.
Yeah.
Are you steeping my tea bag right now? Possibly. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyways, so he Googles.
Yeah. So something miraculously, it doesn't come up with that.
I'm looking for shedding. Oh, like plural sheds.
Especially since it's on British Sir Kingsley's computer. So you'd think that it would.
Well, no.
Keyboard. Take those idioms into account. He's on google.co.uk.
No, pretty sure the keyboard was American English. So.
That's how we would tell the keyboard.
But yeah, because I think they've got one key over there. I think they've got one key that's the OU combo, right?
Yeah. And there's one that says Z.
Or UO, was it? Color? How do you know?
Yeah. Yeah. There's an OU and a Z.
All their numbers are in a metric system. It's a completely different keyboard. You really gotta.
Yeah, we have none of those.
Yeah, they don't have a dollar sign. They get the pound symbol. Come on, man, get with it.
You're right. I'm so stupid.
So clearly, it's not a British keyboard.
Yeah, they don't have caps locks either. Did you know that?
They don't like yelling.
I don't know why. I'm just telling you how it is. No caps lock.
Huh.
Famously.
Well, you should just hit shift. That's all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's all established. So he's not feeling too hot. This is old Damien here, Sir Ben Kingsley. We're coming up to the 15-minute mark where he's got to disappear. So he's got to die pretty soon. Yeah.
Well, he's getting real deep down a YouTube rabbit hole now, too.
Yeah. And this is another A foreshadowed. So he, big time YouTube rabbit hole. So he's finding some videos of the professor who I guess invented shedding, maybe, right? Kind of,
yep,
right?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah. He starts watching the video, and this is another A foreshadowed. I wonder if this is going to come back and be
Professor Jansen.
I wonder if this is going to come back and be later important.
No, probably not.
And then we get a good old hearty cough and some blood spatter right across the laptop. And he collapses. That's it.
And thankfully, a bunch of people notice. They're like, oh my God, look, that guy in that window over there collapsed.
All by himself up there.
What? How would you have known that?
Imagine if he just fell the other way and we didn't see him. That guy would have been dead.
Definitely. So stupid.
Oh my God. All right. So then we get to, we're in the hospital, shot from the trailer. He's kind of recovering, hanging out, chilling.
I just love he calls up Albright.
Yeah.
I don't feel immortal.
Jesus Christ.
But it's like the saddest. This movie's got a bunch of real sad lines.
That's what mortals fucking say.
Yeah. Classic.
Right?
Idiot mortal.
Ugh,
We wouldn't know what that's like.
not yet.
Nope, that's canon. ITMT canon. Yeah. The only immortals I think we know are us and Donna Mint.
She's gonna live on with the cockroaches.
Maybe Kevin Spacey is a cat.
Oh my god. All right. So he makes the call, and then we get the line from the trailer of Albright being like, "There's no turning back from this."
I'm glad that instead of our usual like mild disclaimer, like, hey, sorry folks, we're gonna try not to do accents today. Today we've just done them every time anyone's doing a line.
I've only done them.
I think I started it probably. Yeah.
I'm only doing them when the right character who's speaking in English.
Right.
You know, the accent.
Right. Yeah.
They're
yeah.
all.
The King's English.
They're all speaking English, but you know.
Well, the King's English. Right.
The Kingsley's English. What is that?
The Kingsley's English. That's exactly right.
We get some tasks he's got to do. All right, here's the plan.
Yeah.
All right, man. Here's the plan to become immortal. Here's what you got to do. You got to make your death public, right?
Yep. Has to be a public death.
Public death. You got to close out all your affairs. You know, lock up all the things any other shit you got loose ends. Lock that up. And
never
then
talk to anyone ever again.
Talk to anyone ever again. And then you've got to go to a specific place in New Orleans and order a specific coffee, or right?
Well,
is it a tea?
I mean, he says it way more suspiciously. He's like,
well, yeah.
Oh yes, and you should go and have a lunch with this cafe and
with your friend Martin and
I've heard that this particular beverage is very good. I highly recommend it. And you're like,
and knowing you, Sir Kingsley, do you like tea?
Yeah, it's stupid. It's stupid. Way too coy for being like, yeah, you have to have a public death, but also I like that particular beverage. Wink through the phone.
Oh my god,
so frustrating. I'm hung up on it because it was annoying.
Why would you tell them the thing? Like, you would just say, "Hey, are you on board? Okay, cool. You're gonna go have lunch at this place. That's it. Don't tell them what to order, because then someone's gonna freak out, right? Wouldn't you? You wouldn't want to know. You just want to have it happen. It's also like, by the way, he doesn't die. He drinks his tea and just like it makes it look like he's dead, but he's still alive.
Right.
No.
Well, yeah.
Right. Anyways, all right. So
it's frustrating.
We're kind of jumping ahead, I guess, kind of here. So he ends up down in New Orleans, right? We're going to New Orleans.
Woo!
He's on his private jet. I kind of glanced over this, but I don't know if there's anything important here. Mostly just him setting up the lunch with Martin in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Which apparently, did Martin also hang out in New Orleans, or is he like calling Martin and being like, "You got to come to New Orleans right now"?
I think it's just going. It's just like, bro, come on down to New Orleans. This is where we're going.
Yeah. I was a little confused about why they're in both New York and New Orleans.
I mean, imagine you and I have the money that these two guys do, and you're wherever you are, and I'm like, hey, man, lunch, Boise, Idaho. What do you think?
I'd be like, all right, man, gas up the jet. Let's go. Yeah. And you'll be like, oh, no, I'll take my jet. You take your jet. And I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah, let's
I wanted a jet pool.
We're going to race. We're going to race because environment.
Paid for by ITMT Incorporated.
All right, so there is a moment. I don't think I noted it here, but there is in between here. So he gets to New Orleans, and in New Orleans, we get a quick shot of him hanging out in the cemetery.
As you do.
He's tinkering around in a cemetery, and then he gets back in his car and heads off to the lunch, which is important because I'm sure that'll come back later.
Real grave tinkerer. Don't care for it.
So we're in the restaurant and hanging out with Martin.
Talking about his affairs, he's trying to be like, look, I've got to get out of this business. I'm dying.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, man, like you gotta be, it's gonna be cool. Right.
No. And he's like, do you want to go on, run it without me? And he's like, what's Damien, what's Hale Inc. without Hale there, without Damien Hale. So Martin's like, I'm cashing out, and
if you're retiring, I'm retiring.
Gonna go start that flower business I always wanted to start.
And then he's like, oh, I don't feel so good.
Well, he orders the tea. he orders the English tea.
Please, Mom, spot a tea.
And he takes a little sippy, and not looking underneath the table, which we thought in the trailer, he's actually collapsing.
Right.
Ambulance comes, picks him up, right? He's in an ambulance, and shady ambulance. Yeah. Yep. This is where our buddy Griff First is EMT number 1. He makes his big debut.
Huge. What a good role for him. Breakout.
Yeah. Yes, he's got lots of big words to say, like anaphylactic shock.
Yeah, well, that's words when you're allergic to peanuts, bud.
Oh shit! I should know that because I have a close friend that's allergic to peanuts.
Yeah, some would. Some would.
Shit. Sorry about that, bud.
No, it's okay.
I just know to not put it around you unless I'm eating like an ice cream bar and I throw the wrapper underneath your desk.
Right.
Yeah.
I know.
Hey, it was a simple mistake. It was an
Simpler
accident.
times.
Yeah,
Simpler times.
anyone could have made it. And then he's like, "But you've got to." Basically, they have 20 minutes. It's a 20-minute window. It sounds like, right?
Yeah, they're like, you're not having anaphylactic shock. It just feels like you are.
Yes.
The guy's like, what?
Yeah.
He's, Sir Kingsley's not a doctor. He's a real estate man.
They slipped something into his tea to make it look like he was gonna, be dying. So he collapses in an ambulance. Ambulance like, but you have to arrive at Tulane Hospital dead on arrival. So, but our ride is 20 minutes. We're gonna pull in somewhere, and that's where we end up at the Phoenix Labs down in New Orleans.
Yep. And this is when we get the scene from the trailer where it's like what's that? Something to stop your heart.
Yeah. What?
What? Excuse me. And then they stick him in the MRI machines. They do the body switch scene. I'm going to gloss over that because we already saw it in the trailer, right?
Yeah, but there are some key important things here because there's always a little important thing. Screenwriting 101 here. Set up, payoff later.
Yep.
So
pay me off.
This whole thing, it's magnets. Oh, it's magnets. That's important, right? Albright's like, it's magnets.
Because it's
magnets are amazing.
They're CT machine. Yeah.
Yeah. They're crazy, right? They're amazing. But there's a toss away line here. Not really toss away. They kind of linger on it where he's like, any metal. He's like, they go through like, hey, do you have all your fillings out? Which I mentioned 3 times. And then he's like, is there any metal in your body? And he's like, no.
That's true.
He's like, any metal will disrupt the process.
Clever girl.
Wonder if that'll come back later.
It's a good foreshadow to call out. I didn't think of that. Good point.
Yeah, it's a pretty big one. And then we go into spinny science time, spinny machines.
15 minutes in the movie right now. They switch the bodies.
Because this is when Ben Kingsley dies. So yes, he's done. He's no longer with us.
And we get the old, what's your name? Well, it didn't work. What's your name?
RoboCop.
Damien. I'd watch that movie.
Right? He's like, it's Damien. It's like, but he doesn't think it's worked. He turns over, he looks at his hand, sees looks different, turns over, sees Ben Kingsley being denighted.
Right.
And
then he ukes everywhere.
Blah, blah, blah.
And then we cut to him in recovery.
Yeah, and he's in a lab, or he's in the lab offices with Albright, right? This is pretty much right from the trailer. We get the new car smell body thing, right?
We get immediately Ben Kingsley turns into Ryan Reynolds, actually. Accent and quippiness and like they stopped writing the character with Ben Kingsley in mind and started writing the character with Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. I was like, this is so frustrating. Why would you make that switch?
Yeah, like there is there's nothing there.
There's no sense of this character until just now. Do you think he maybe he had a say in Ryan Reynolds? Like,
no. I mean, again, like I said, we love Ryan Reynolds. He's fun.
Yeah.
He's charming. He's great Deadpool. Right. But he's just Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds in Ryan Reynolds movies. That's it.
Right. Well, and I wonder though, like maybe like because he's being Ryan Reynolds and like maybe a couple of these. I'm saying not most of them, like maybe a couple of them, maybe he like improv them and they were like, oh yeah, we'll just leave that in. That's something the character would say.
Oh, 100%. Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
No, yes, I agree. Yeah. He definitely probably wings some lines.
Yeah.
He's like,
that's something Ryan Reynolds would say.
Yeah.
Like, shut up, Ryan Reynolds, stop it.
Yeah. They're all probably like, yeah, this is supposed to be kind of like a serious sci-fi thriller, but
yeah, you are Ben Kingsley.
Fuck actually. It. You got your own gin. So fuck it. Whatever. Yeah.
It's not bad gin.
Haven't had it.
Gin, not a sponsor.
I was gonna say, don't say. I'm gonna bleep that out.
Nope, not a sponsor. Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna bleep it out, and then you say not a sponsor.
And then I'll say, fuck you, Ryan Reynolds. If you want to sponsor the podcast, we'll unbleep it for $50.
I was thinking like 100, but I'll take.
Nope. Yeah, whatever. Let's not go crazy here. Bleep that out too. Bleep that number out.
Total or each?
Yeah, every time we say a number, just bleep it out, and people will think that we're saying really high numbers.
And it will take.
Exactly.
Oh shit! Wait, hold on. I can't say that because then.
Damn it! No, yeah, damn it! No. All right, bleep that out too. You got a lot of work on this podcast. Just bleep out a bunch of stuff. Pretend that nothing ever happened. The listeners will never know. That way, when people go back and listen to us, someday when we do have real sponsors, they can't go back and be like, "Oh, well, you guys said you do that for." price.
Did we though? Did we?
Yeah.
And then what I'll do is I'll make sure I eliminate the original tapes where this is actually recorded. We actually say the number so no one breaks in and figures that out.
Yeah, I know. We'll peek behind the curtain for the ITMT listeners here. Russ records all of us on tape, on actual tape. We're in his house right now.
Yes. It's reel-to-reel tape. So yeah, it's physical. So you can't just go in and hack somewhere and steal it. You have to physically be here to take it.
Yeah, he's got like a huge cabinet of ITMT masters.
I'm looking at it right now. It says masters, and they're all in there.
Yep. So,
and if they're also bio-encoded, so anyone who doesn't have my biometric system, the filing cabinet lights on fire and explodes. So
that's right. That's right.
We'll never know how much we said that we would take.
That's right. That's exactly right. So now you know, if you two want to start a podcast, all you need is all of those supplies.
Where were we?
We were in recovery. We're saying Ryan Reynolds it started to be written for Ryan Reynolds now. He's being quippy. And he's got he starts having hallucinations already. Yeah.
He's got a field and a horse. Yeah.
And Albright's like, well, there's side effects. Of course, there's side effects.
So why?
Progress and whatever else. Science and
I feel like science
progress without sacrifice.
Billions,
my dear boy.
Billions. Anyway, so we get this back and forth. And then we jump to like I called it the Phoenix Labs I Cheated Death montage.
Yes.
Okay.
He's like, tomorrow's my first day of school. And
yes.
Then we're going to have a montage.
And he's learning how to walk, how to swim, how to look at himself in the mirror, how to take showers, how to stand, how to think while you're in a shower, how to have shower thoughts. So that's the montage.
Yep, that's right.
That's it.
He's like slowly getting stronger, apparently.
Stronger, better, faster.
We can rebuild him.
That would have been a good one. 64, $64 million man. Is he 64 or $6 million man?
What? Oh, yeah. I mean,
64 is a lot, and that's a very
64 is a lot in 1970s.
19. I think that's a TV show, isn't it? $64 million show.
The $6 million man. Yeah.
That's what it's going for.
Is it six? Is it six? Is it that specific? I think it's just the $1 million man.
Maybe it's $5 million. With inflation, that would be 64 million by this point. So.
Yeah, this is for Brady.
I don't need to remember that shit. Who gives a shit?
No, why would I care? It's for sure the $6 million man. Great call.
It's the idea. You don't need the details.
And I was right. 1973.
Nailed it.
Yeah, we did it. Good job, bud.
All right.
We got there. See, we did it.
Yes.
Screw you all.
All right. So we're still in the, then we're back in the Phoenix Labs, the office here. And we're still getting more of kind of the Ryan Reynolds humor.
Yep. This is when we get the bill. we find out this costs $250 million. That's not that bad.
I hate to put you on the spot, but how many fanatics?
How many fanatics is that?
How many fanatics would we have to have sold? How many to pay for this bill?
Probably more than you think. But
I mean, I can think pretty big. I think, but
can you? I mean, roughly 67,500 change.
When you put it that way, that's so much money.
It's a lot of money. Yeah. I barely make a couple fanatics a year, let's say.
I don't think I make any fanatics anymore. I don't even know.
Oh yeah. You're retired. I know. If I make a couple fanatics, it's a good year. This is an unimaginable amount of fanatics.
It's so many fanatics. So when you put it that way, it's a lot of money. But 250 million, I mean, that's still
when you put it, that's like Dave Grohl's net worth. Like Dave Grohl could do this. It's not that bad. Dave Grohl could do this,
but he would have nothing left though.
I mean, I don't think he's worth exactly 250 million. He's probably worth like 270 million, right? And then he's got, you could make 20 million work for you the rest of your life. 10
million off to the side. Younger you got 10 million to play with.
Exactly. You can't live exactly like Sir Kingsley in the movie here, but it also seems kind of like the 250 million covers some of that, because
I think it does. It feels like it, right? Like I think
they got him a house, they got him a car, they got him a setup.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to throw it out there. So far, I'm not against this process. Have we talked about that yet? Like, I'm in.
No,
I'm in.
the ethics of it or anything.
Yeah,
no, we haven't
yeah.
talked
Because we haven't gotten to we haven't figured anything out yet. But
do we say the premise of like, if it's a lab grown body, I'm totally down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you do it if it's not a lab grown body?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Why not? What the fuck?
Fair enough.
What if I got to lose? That guy's dead already, right?
Only if I get like a 6-month supply of the medicine. I need to make sure I kill that guy.
And just make sure you don't end up in Farmtown, Missouri. That's all.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. Yeah. Well, listeners, that'll make more sense in 20 minutes.
20 minutes. And we'll work through the ethics. Maybe our will change by the end of this movie. Who knows?
Maybe. Right now, though, I'm with you. I'm whole hog. I bargain at any price.
All right. So at the same time, we're still in the office here, and then we get the glitches are explained, right? Important because these are very important for later on. Basically, he's now going to take medication to kind of.
I like that we're calling them glitches already. Nice. We're trying to make this palatable. I like it.
Yeah, glitches. Yeah.
No, it's just a little glitch.
Just the glitch. Don't worry about it. It's a bug in the system. He can fix it. So he's basically given medication he's got to take daily. His watch goes off at a certain time every day, which is funny because someone later on complains about the watch going. Like, what is that? And it's like, yeah, people have watches that take medication for like various issues. Like, why would you be so angry about it?
Very ableist of you. Yeah. Fuck off.
Yeah, my heart pills or my whatever problem pills.
Yeah, who cares? Pills for everything. Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah, we're a pro pills podcast. Doctor recommended pills. No, yeah, I think we're mostly in favor of that.
Are we Big Pharma all of a sudden?
Big Pharma always wins, you know that.
No, that's right. Damn it.
I'm just cutting to the chase. We'll all get there eventually. Wally or whatever, we'll have food pills then. Maybe.
But the most important part of this whole thing about the taking the medication, big plot point, but if he doesn't continue to take them, basically it's explained to him that he could die. He can continue to see hallucinations and then he could die.
That's right.
Fine print that apparently wasn't placed anywhere. So
seemingly a lot of stuff that they did not tell him.
Yeah, a lot of fine print. But
to be fair, I agree with Dr. Albright when he later on says, you weren't asking very good questions.
I actually agree with you on that one too. It's like, yeah, dude, you're asking.
Great point.
Yeah. You want to cheat death? There's fine print to cheating death.
Of course, there are consequences.
Yes.
Damn it. And then this is when we get the what I like to call the identity montage. Right?
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Yes. Yep. The cheated death identity montage. Yeah.
Yep. So he gets the old born in 1980, Phoenix, Arizona, practicing the backstory over
September
and over
20th, 1980.
Yep.
Which I'm only calling out because there's a call to it later on, which I'm not sure if you caught, but
I did. Oh, I did.
Stupid.
It was stupid. Yeah, it's a stupid foreshadowed, but it's a foreshadowed nonetheless, and not too much older than you. I feel like this character is identifiable for you, right? Eddie Kidner. Tell me, I'm imagining you feel like an Eddie Kidner.
Yeah, I mean, sure,
right?
Yeah, if I look like Ryan Reynolds and had $250 million, yeah, I'd feel pretty fucking great right now. This would be great.
Yeah. You look like Ryan Reynolds to me, pal.
Oh, thanks, bud.
Never say I never told you that.
So the identity montage, the born identity montage is going on. He's reciting his life, where he's from, blah, blah, blah. He's getting his, his backstory down of his new character, Eddie Kidner.
Yeah.
And then we're in a limo with Albright.
Yep. And he gives him a graduation present. He's like, now there's a house and a car and a new bank account. And
here you go.
Live it up, buddy. Also, here's the secret medicine that I'm just now telling you have to take all the time forever.
All the time forever. And we're only going to give you in little doses. Like, really? Like, you are Big Pharma, you motherfucker.
Yeah, it's a trap. And then Damien rightfully calls him out and says, Alicia wasn't part of the deal.
Yeah.
But Albright says, well, it was. So
Albright, like a lot of moments in this movie, just kind of like brushes things off. Like,
yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and have a good time, buddy.
Are you still alive? Do you have a younger body?
Exactly.
What complaints can you possibly have right now?
The answer is none.
I'm Team Albright right now.
Checkmate, or I win.
Yeah.
Whichever you win, say at the end of chess.
He's like, well, how do I get these pills from you? And how do I contact you? And Albright's saying, no. You don't contact me. I contact you.
Not sketchy at all.
Was there more of a motivation for Albright to having these super rich people? There was no other. There wasn't. Was there?
No.
Right? Like,
Nope.
he literally made this thing so he could continue doing what he's doing because he was also ego. But him doing this service for other rich people, there was no extra thing other than to.
I don't think. I mean,
Was he trying to get more people?
Now, this implied like control that like you will, if he ever asks you to do something, you got to do it because you got to get the pills.
Was he even
getting control over powerful people? Is the thing.
100%. But it's probably an expensive process. So I mean, you can only go with those mega rich people. Did he? Did he allude to wanting
expensive process?
Did he allude
it seems like you just jam bodies in an MRI machine and call it a day.
Hey,
right? Am I right?
I mean, there's a lot of things that are created for very cheap, but we still pay a lot of money for it. So
I guess so. And like the pills are cheap because we get that later. So
was there a connection to him? Was he trying to have more clients so he can test the pills in this whole process? Was he trying to save his wife? Maybe was that alluded to?
No. Oh no, that's explicitly said he's not trying to do that.
Because that would have made more sense. Like at the end of, he's like, "Oh, I'm trying to find the right thing, maybe for her."
No, she's the doomadist.
Okay, all right, let's move on.
He doesn't give a shit about her at all.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it. Whatever, he's
No, he's his grand purpose, I think, was just to get one to advance the science and get to the point. He did say that he wanted to get to the point where he could grow bodies in a lab. We still haven't really gotten to that spoiler yet, but that's what he says. That's what he claims is his goal.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it's like have your thumb on the rich and powerful.
Albright drops off young Damien, Ryan Reynolds here to his new pad in New Orleans.
Yep.
And we get a little checking out the pad montage because
we're going to have another montage. That's what we're getting at earlier. Like everything in this movie that could have been interesting. Instead, they were like, oh no, we'll just make that a montage. Let's make the boring scenes the long ones.
And usually montages are supposed to be quick.
These were not.
No, these weren't. And there was a lot of them. So he's walking around the house, checking out how sweet this place is. And it's funny. A lot of it, now it's starting to make sense. A lot of these montages, the way some of these things were put together, the director, he started in music videos. So it's kind of got that vibe of like a music video, right? Like,
yeah, now that you say that.
Like Ryan Reynolds just walking around this house, playing with a basketball and doing all these things. Like this feels like a commercial / music video. That's what this is.
Yeah, no, that's exactly
right.
That's exactly right. Yes.
And then Nissing, I thought was going to come back. It doesn't, but him tossing the keys behind his back under the chair, which he does when he's old and he does it when he's young. I was like, oh, I wonder if that's going to come back as like a tell or something.
This is it coming back. Yeah, that's it.
This is it. I guess this is that. Yeah,
this is the callback. Yeah, this is the callback.
I thought it was going to come back even more importantly, but it doesn't. Okay.
No.
So yeah, then he's got a fancy new car. And then we get then it starts bleeding into this New Orleans.
What kind of car was that, by the way? Did you look it up?
I did. I think it was like a Lamborghini.
That's what I thought too.
And then a local New Orleans kind of street band starts playing horns and stuff like this, right?
Yep. Get that famous big band jazz style there.
Yeah. And then we're kind of now bleeding into, because at the very end of the montage there in the house, he's playing with the basketball. And then this is where we get all the basketball scenes from the trailer.
Finally.
And he's playing basketball.
Really been looking forward to this part.
Because apparently old New York Jewish real estate mogul Damien was a big basketball player.
Yep. Or it's an instinct from
Mark.
Maybe.
Yeah. Possibly.
But also, I don't know. But this is another kind of montage too, where it's basketball cut with him walking through his house. Like he's walking through his rich guy house.
Well, it's it's a bleed. It's like the bleed through thing where they show some future things and him doing the Yep. I'm calling another montage because this whole movie is like a bunch of stupid montages. Yes. No. It definitely is a montage.
Frustrating.
So then we bleed into playing basketball and we meet a new character, Anton.
Yeah, who is immediately very suspicious.
Yeah, no one makes friends like that immediately.
No, hey NBA, you see any scouts watching? Way to rib him about being good at basketball. What? Then they have a bunch of quippy things and they're like, okay, you know what? I think I'm going to go by Eddie now, because he decides he's going to be a new nickname guy with a new life and new friends.
Yeah.
But he doesn't the first thing I noticed, besides this guy being weirdly too friendly, was his fancy car. I was like, wait, why is this guy a rich guy?
Yeah. He has like a sick newer muscle car. I think it's like one of the new Chargers or something like that. It's like,
yeah, you're like, wait, why is every person that you meet like a fancy rich person like you? That doesn't seem right.
How does that? Yeah. Is that maybe you just attract? I think that's what happens when you're that rich. You just,
I guess, random stranger on the basketball court that you're like,
it's magnets, man.
It's all magnets. God.
And then we get so they're doing this banter back and forth, and we get Eddie here, aka Mark, aka Damien. He does a quick look at the necklace around Anton's neck, which close up shot. I wonder if this is going to come back later. Mm-hmm. They're chatting, and we get a little backstory from Anton.
Yep,
talking about kids, and then this is where you caught it, right? Where he's like, oh yeah, and Anton's like all eager to show him photos of his kids, but he just shows him like the lock screen of his phone with his two kids in the front, which I guess that's fine. But then did you notice the date? It's September 20th. It was
his birthday.
I don't know why they put that in there, but
no, I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
Oh, good eyes.
Then they all of a sudden are like, they're gonna hang out, go get some drinks. It's a blossoming of a bromance in the making.
Yeah, at first he's like minorly resistant. He's like, I don't know, that doesn't sound like such a good idea. And then he's like, you know what? Who am I kidding? It sounds like a great idea.
Well, you want to drink alone?
Yeah. No, I hate that. Yeah, you're right.
No. I'd be like, no, I kind of enjoy that. I don't want to.
Yes, actually.
I don't actually want to know any more people.
Goodbye.
Movie over.
I do declare.
I'm fine. And then we're heading to the club, a NOLA club or something, bar or whatever. There's a line outside, which lines. Oh my god.
Yeah, and everybody in line is picking on his suit, which makes no sense to me. They're like, oh, look at this geezer in a suit over here. Like,
it's Ryan fucking Reynolds.
It's very handsome Ryan Reynolds in a well-tailored suit. I don't understand I guess it's hot in New Orleans. Maybe that's the thing that people are complaining about.
So he goes around and he throws his jacket out in the trash can because
he's a rich guy.
That'd be the only jacket I'd have for like 5 years. I'm like, oh, this is it. This is what I got. It's my nice jacket.
And then he rolls up a sleeve because that's cool.
Then Anton shows up with two ladies. Damien stumbles his way through just being kind of, trying to figure out how to introduce himself to people now.
Well, stumbles his way through it, but like as charming as Ryan Reynolds is, like, and that's where the character is 100% written for Ryan Reynolds and not Ben Kingsley still.
Yes, 100%. Yes. Yeah. Right. Like,
oh, of course he's still charming and whatever. Like, it's irritating.
Yeah, they're like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I'm retired. He's like, yeah, I sold a company. He's like, I sold a company. It doesn't matter. And then we just jump to a cab ride when he's in the cab with one of the women that Anton brought, and they're just making out. Joke about a song, and then there's a joke from the trailer. Basically, it's the same thing of her getting naked and they're about to get into the bedroom, and he's just like, ugh, I just haven't seen anything like that in 52 years. Yeah,
and she's like, you're so weird. You're like, not a huge red flag.
What do you mean 52 years? What does that mean?
So interesting.
Can you explain that?
I don't see anything wrong with this. It's terrible.
All right, now we got a Young Life montage because it's been a while since we had one.
Yeah, it's been minutes since we've had a montage.
I'm going to run through all the things that he does, and then you can jump in, I think, maybe. And just
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
These are the things that happen in Young Life montage.
Mm-hmm.
Running.
Yep.
More New Orleans street music.
Correct.
Pills from Albright.
That's right.
Driving fancy cars.
Mm-hmm.
More running.
Yep.
Hanging with Anton.
You're skipping having sex.
Yes.
It's in between. It's in between all of these.
Yeah. Well, I was going to round it all up at the end here because like when it really comes to, but yes, in between, having sex and making out with more women. More basketball. Now they're buds. They know how to, they see each other out there, right?
Best friends.
Boat rides.
Yep.
That cool looking water jet thing that we can't figure out what the fuck it is.
Yeah, like the jetpack, but like it's made with water blasts.
Taking more pills.
Yep.
Eating peanut butter for the first time and enjoying it.
Lots of peanut butter. A weird amount of peanut butter.
He orders a lot and spoon feeding and enjoying it. So that's a little payoff for the allergy thing.
Too much peanut butter.
Jet skiing. Taking more pills, more watches going off, taking more pills, more making out, more clubs. And to round out the montage, there is the shot from Wedding Crashers where there's a shot of a different woman being dropped onto a bed There's like 5 or 6 of them.
I'm glad you said it because I was going to say the same thing.
It's like they literally just took the same shot.
Yep.
And then that's that, right? That's that montage.
Well, then he wraps up at the club here where he's starting to
Yes.
look bored. Like maybe this isn't all there is.
Taking all these pills, drinking all these fancy cars, jet skis, making out with all these women.
Drinking all these cars, fucking all these jet
Boring.
skis.
Making out with all these pills.
But when he walks away, Anton notices. And we notice him noticing.
Huh. I wonder if this Anton guy is not what he seems.
Yeah,
Or is
maybe.
he a friend concerned about his friend?
Or is he a robot in disguise?
Then we're back at the Nola house, the fancy Nola house, nighttime, watch beeps, pill time, but then some random girls in the bed and distracts him, which, okay.
Yep. Which, well, not okay because it distracts him from taking his pill. So he
It does. Oh, that's right. It does because he gets a couple hallucinations in there. Maybe.
Exactly. But it's important. That's when he first starts having the hallucinations again.
Oh,
So
it's
like,
the first time he gets them back. Yes, you're right. From when he was in the Phoenix lab.
So he's like drinking and reading his obituary again, like apparently he does regularly, thinking about his daughter Claire again. And then this is when he starts having flashbacks to like Iraq, which
military. Yeah.
I got a lot of gripes about this. I'm
Sure.
like, where did he see active service?
Here we go.
For loosely basing Eddie Kidner off of Mark, right? I can't imagine that they're making like his birth date, September 20th, 1980, can't be that too far off from Mark, right? Because he looks like he's maybe 35. That would mean he's like 18, late 90s. He's primed and ready to enlist after 9/11. But at that point, he's like got a family and stuff. Like by then, he's already got a young kid and everything. The timeline, I feel like, just doesn't add up. I don't know.
Yeah, or maybe he was a late enlistee. I don't know. That happens.
Because he was like 12 in Desert Storm.
Yes.
So like, I don't know. I don't know. Doesn't track. Just something about his military. Just a little stolen valor here from Canadian Ryan Reynolds.
I will say I kind of looked that over. It crossed my mind because I was also like, wait, what
conflict would he have been in? Right.
And I thought about it for a half second. I was like, I don't want to think anymore about it because
that's fair enough.
But
it's stupid.
No, but you're right though, because like we should call that out because it's bullshit. Like,
why would you make his birthday so important if it makes it the one thing that unravels half the movie?
Yeah. Maybe there's something missing. I don't know, but
I don't know. Anyway,
and then we get a glitch of a woman and a little girl,
presumably his wife and daughter, or Mark's wife and daughter, which we don't know about Mark yet.
No,
listeners we haven't told you about Mark yet. No. We keep saying Mark like you know who that is, but it's Ryan Reynolds also.
No one really does actually, except for his wife.
Well,
and then we get
does she?
It's right. And then we get the classic Ryan Reynolds waking up from a stupor. He does the same reaction every time he wakes up from a stupor. And then we're back at the Nola house, right? And we've got another little conversation with Albright, and he's explaining away the hallucinations. Basically, he's pretty much gaslighting him, being like, right?
Yes, yeah.
He's like, no, those aren't your memories. That's not what you remember correctly.
No,
what they are is these memories that I'm telling you.
Oh, because of how much you missed your daughter. Of course, you're dreaming about this other daughter, and this Latina woman. You must, think that's what her.
I'm sorry, Jared. What did you just say?
I never said she was Latina.
Classic. the cliche "I got you" moment. I never said I like Coca-Cola Classic. It's
the worst.
But then in very classic Albright fashion, as we know now at this point, he just brushed away. He's like, and that's literally it.
Of course she was. Don't you know that diversification of America is happening all around you?
Come on, David.
Grow up.
Grow up. Get your shit together. Like, why wouldn't you follow up and be like, I didn't say what?
It's a Modern Family. And
then Albright's like, you know what? I've had you cooped up here in New Orleans. Obviously, you've had a tough time running, jet skiing, making out and having sex with way more women than you probably should have.
Been so hard.
So hard on you, rich, young, white guy, playing all that basketball and winning. This must be tough. You know what? You need to change the scenery. I'm going to send you to Hawaii.
All right. And also double your medicine.
So Albright leaves, and then Damien's like, you know what? back to the Google machine because he had one of his hallucinations was of a pumpkin tower, water tower.
Also, this is like 35 minutes into the movie for the listener's reference.
Yes,
like,
35 minutes in.
So little has happened.
This thriller has yet to thrill. So, hey, when in doubt, you need an answer. Google it. So he Google searches for pumpkin water plus tower, which if you do that at home, you won't get the same results.
Right.
But he finds a water tower in
Missouri,
Brighton County, Missouri. And okay, he's going to head there. That's kind of like the next move, right?
I mean, we're not sure, but probably, yeah. Because then he goes to the cemetery again and he's digging up some box, buried treasure.
Old Damien had planted something.
I was thinking maybe it's like his old identity or something.
I actually wasn't sure what it was.
I was like, oh, it must be like a passport or something. Or, I don't know.
Yeah, but a little bit of paranoia is kicking in. Maybe his cat. Wait, I forget what was it in the box? Do we know what's in the box?
It's a deed. We'll get
that's right. Okay, right. That's right.
Yeah, the deed. Yeah, Mr. Deeds.
It was Gwyneth Paltrow's
this movie takes. Oh, Mr. Deeds. We could have done that for the pitch.
Oh shit, Mr.
Oh yeah, I could totally make this into an allegory. That's the same as Mr. Deeds.
And then we're in a car ride. He's in a car ride heading towards the airport because he's on his way to Hawaii, right?
Yeah.
A bit of a suspicious car ride.
As the locals say.
Yeah, why? How's it pronounced?
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Hawaii.
Is it pronounced differently?
No, I was saying it. I was just saying it as the local. Some people I've heard say, I can't even do it. Weird.
Yeah.
But no, Hawaii.
What's the
accepted pronunciation?
Yeah. How does anyone else pronounce it differently? Or
I said, I can't even do it. It's so weird. Hawaii. Right.
He's in a suspicious car ride. Whoever his driver is. A lot of suspicion, a lot of paranoia going on right now.
Yep.
They're doing a lot of eye lock through the rearview mirror.
Right.
Which must be for a very long ride because that'd be kind of when you think about a ride from like the cemetery to the airport, like it's at least 45 minutes.
Always.
I'm pretty sure the airport in New Orleans is definitely out of town. So
yeah.
It's gonna be really awkward Uber ride.
Yeah. If I could count the Ubers I've taken from cemeteries to airports, it would be many.
He gets to the airport and he's being tailed.
Security. It's a whole weird thing.
Yeah,
they make it into a big scene. It's really boring.
Yeah, they're trying to build up. They're trying to. It should be more of a thriller here, but it's not.
Right.
Like, there's no tension about him potentially being caught by these guys. Like there's also no focus on their point of view of tracking him. Like.
Yep.
They're also trying to play up the fact that like, is he actually being tracked or is he just have this in his mind? It's like, yes, we know he's being tracked. So just fucking build up the suspension that way.
And then he gets to the counter. Suspension. Yep. I was just going
to. As in suspense.
No, that's right. As in suspension.
Tension and suspense mashed together, right? So
yeah, right.
Right. Suspension, right?
Suspension. Yeah. The suspension was boiling over.
I'm trying to just shorten conversations by mashing words together. Suspension. That's suspense meets tension.
And you know what? That's one of the things I love most about you.
That's how bridges are made. Suspension bridges. It's suspense with tension.
That's right. That's right. Where we were going with that was the counter, the flight counter here, where he walks up to the helpful person working the desk and says,
"Generic airline,
excuse me,
pardon,
I need to change my flight. I'm going to St. Louis, not Hawaii."
Yeah, you can't. Hawaii. Yeah. You can't do that from here, sir.
No, she was like, I guess this is going to be a delay for everyone else.
Ruining my life right now. Do you understand that, sir? Do you know who I am?
No, Damian Marchetti. And that's probably a great place to leave you, dear listener, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're going to leave you in New Orleans and we're going to meet you in St. Louis.
Hawaii.
Or Hawaii. We're not sure. So thanks for listening. We'll be back on Thursday with part 2. You can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That. We're also ITMT Pod on Twitter. You should subscribe to us and follow us wherever you listen to us on whatever podcast service you do that.
Prescriptive. I like it. And while you're on those podcast services, wherever you get your casts, leave us a review also if you have the ability to do so. At least Spotify and Apple. We know you can. if you're listening on the website, leave us a comment or something. I think we have comments enabled on the blog.
I may have shut that off.
Oh no! Well, we'll turn it back on.
That's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I don't want to.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that. And also,
yes, I'm sure all of our Russian bot listeners are excited for that.
No, they're real people. They're all real people.
You want bigger dick? Click link. God damn it.
Yeah, I must leave comments.
Ooh, comment system. I must leave comment. Here's a link to, I don't know, friend.
Yeah, in Siberian prison, all we have to listen to is eats this, meets that.
Love you guys, but seriously, click link for bigger dick.
Yeah, I make many phone calls to Donna Mint.
Love Donna Mint. She is beautiful.
Beautiful. I've come to.
I can't wait to get to Vegas to find Donna Mint.
This is an accent full episode, and I like that.
It's great. Who knew we were going to end up in Russia?
Russian proverb. You always end up in Russia. So yeah, so like we were saying, leave us a review. Talk about our accents, maybe. Send us an email about how upset you are, perhaps, or how appreciative you are for the work that we're doing. Russ, especially, another appreciation for you, pal. You do all the editing. It really makes the world go round.
No, it just takes one person to make things great. So, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. You're a hero. You're my hero.
Yeah. Okay. We should probably wrap this up.
And you can wrap it up by going to the website. It's thismeansthat.com.